Okay. Hello, Holloway Times viewers. Judy Shields here. Today we are so excited to have with us country music singer-songwriter Trace Nixon. Hey, Trace, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judy. How are you doing?
Very good. Where are you dialing in from?
I'm out here in at my home in Hanover, Virginia. So just a little bit outside of Richmond for folks who need a little directional sense. But
Yes.
yeah, it's hanging out in the home office slash studio slash everything for me right now. Yeah.
What's what's the weather like out there?
It's not too. It was a little cloudy earlier this morning, but the sun's starting to peek out and getting nice and humid. So it should feeling great out there. But
Oh,
it's been teasing us with that nice fall weather the last few weeks, and decided to throw back some real hot days. But hopefully, we'll be getting into that fall before too long.
yeah, same way in LA. We had our heat. We don't have humidity, but we've been having humidity, so we don't know how to handle it. So it's been like
Right.
yucky for us. And today it was cloudy, so we're just not happy when it's not
Well,
perfect.
I know you're right. Exactly. Used to that perfect weather out there, man.
Well, first off, I have a question. I had read somewhere about your true name, and
Yes,
which
ma'am.
is Jerry Lee. Were you named after Jerry Lee Lewis or anything, or where did Jerry Lee come from?
I wish I got some of Jerry Lee Lewis's talent, but no. So my grandpa, he was adopted back when he was a young kid, and he ended up taking the Nixon name,
Okay.
and his name was Jerry Lee Nixon, and so he passed that down to my dad, and so he's a junior, and I got the third, so it's a that's where kind of the name hand me down name came from, and so
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a big part of my life. Sometimes it was a little frustrating when I was a kid, just because every new substitute teacher or any kind of roll call would read Jerry, and as a kid, I did not like going by that name. It was I only heard it when my mom was real upset with me, or if it was a substitute teacher, So it took a little bit to get over that, but now looking back as an adult, it's a pretty cool thing to have.
So how did you come up with Trace as your
So
stage
that
name?
that was that was all my mom actually.
Oh,
It was it was kind of a little play on words, which fast forward to now, I love playing on words. It's kind of what I try to throw in all my songs if I can.
yeah.
But so I'm the third. So in Spanish, Trace is three. It's spelled differently, but
Yes.
that was a part
Um,
of it. But also they said that my what is it? What is a sonogram, or what's the image of the
the
baby
ultrasound?
and ultrasound? Yeah, yeah.
Ultrasound. Yeah.
The ultrasound, I apparently looked just like my dad's first ultrasound, and so it was kind of like a trace of my dad. So it was kind of a little twofer name, but it stuck, and that's really all I've been called by, by most folks in my life. But so I gotta give my mom credit on that one.
All right, cool. Well, we get that part out of the way. So,
There you go.
well, folks, we're here to talk about Trace's new LP coming out. It's in October 6th or 3rd. When is
It,
it?
it is October 3rd. It's a Friday, October
October
3rd.
3rd. Oh,
Next
it's
Friday. Yes,
coming
ma'am.
up. Oh my
It is.
gosh. And it's called Hand Me Down Name. Hand Me Down Name. Where did that title come from?
So kind of getting back to the name, since I grew up in a big family and a real tight, close knit family, and so hand me down clothes, hand me down everything. I saw that my whole life, and I was actually talking to somebody about my name one time. I said, yeah, it's kind of like a hand me down name, I guess, and I don't know, that kind of stuck with me, and it somehow poured out in the song, and that's kind of where that one came from. So it's the title track of the EP, hand me down name. It's one of the songs on the record. So
Yes.
it's probably the closest look into myself, and pretty personal. So it means a lot that they wanted that one to be the title track.
That's super cool. Well, folks, he wrote all five of these songs or co-wrote. I like to talk about each of them coming up. So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
one I see here is This One's for Alan.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk a little
Yeah.
bit about that one. I like it.
That one's kind of like my flag planner. That was the first song I released independently last year, back in April 2024, and I kind of wrote it as just a little tip of the hat to Mr. Alan Jackson and George Strait and all those guys I grew up listening to and idolizing, and I don't know, I was probably riding home one day just getting a little frustrated at what I was hearing on country radio, and that's kind of what came out in the song, but it's been a lot of fun. That's been kind of like our flagship original song in the band I play in here in Virginia, and we've had a good time playing it. So I'm really happy that made the cut.
Yeah, it's really good. And of course, we talked about Hand Me Down Name. The next one, it's like, did you co-wrote with Ashley Grant, Secondhand Hold On Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Talk
Yeah.
about
So
that title.
this was a special one because I co-wrote it with Ashley Grant, aka my fiance. She's my
Oh,
better half, and this was
nice.
the first time that we got to do something like that. She's always been there helping me pick and choose words or phrases, but this was the first time that she really dove into a song with me.
Oh.
And that one kind of didn't really come from any kind of personal experience or anything, but it did come from a Facebook clip it was a Forrest Gump scene actually,
Oh.
the New Year's Eve scene when he's with Lieutenant Dan, and when he pushes the girl off because she tastes like cigarettes,
Yeah.
um, my the way my mind works, I kind of tend to think about things a little sarcastically or just backwards, and I thought how funny it would be if Forrest was into that kind of girl, and so that's kind of where the song came and originated. And like I said, I love playing on words, and so Secondhand Hold On Me is kind of a little play on words in that song. And so yeah, that was a real fun one, and we ended up shooting the music video for that one, and it's doing really well. So all in all, that one's probably the most special, meaningful one for me as far as just having Ashley in there with me. So
Oh,
that was a fun one.
very cool. So the next one says that it was also co-written with Nick Nixon. So we'll talk about that person. Ready for the Taken when you are. So who is Nick Nixon?
That is my dad. Yeah. So
Okay. Oh my gosh. Family
yeah.
here.
Yeah, so my dad and mom, quick backstory, they met back in the late 80s, early 90s, playing what's called the Old Dominion Barn Dance here in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh my gosh.
And so they both had a slot on there, and that's where they first met. And it was kind of like love at first note, I guess you could say, and they started playing, together throughout the 90s. And so yeah, a lot of country music in my background and in my upbringing. But this is a song that is quite literally, right out of the 90s. My dad actually started writing the song back in the late 90s and never really got it to a finished point. But it was one I always loved, and the melody was just always stuck in my head my entire life. And so about a few months before we started recording, I dusted it off and put a little spin on it, and finished it up, and they liked it and it made the cut. So to have my dad up there with me on the writing credits is a big special moment for me.
He must have been so proud that you did that with this song, to bring it to this time,
Oh man, well,
2025.
I was really just grateful he let me take it because it's a it had some great bones, man. He really got it off to a good start. And but yeah, it was special for him too, because him and I, we've been, he's my dad, but he was my best friend growing up, and we played music together every night pretty much. So it was just something that our bond was real close because of country music. So to have him on the first EP, it means a lot for me for sure.
Oh, congratulations on that one. So
Oh, thank
cool.
you.
And the last one here is Love Lost Has Been. Love Lost Has Been. Oh,
Oh
let's
yeah.
talk about that title.
It's a strange title, but
Yeah.
it kind of encapsulates the song a little bit. It's just somebody who lost a lot of love in his life and is kind of a little bit of a has been at this point in his life. But that one was, it was kind of half and half. It started. We were out one night with some buddies, and there was this fellow walking around a little bit inebriated, and he was kind of just spilling some unwanted advice to everybody. And the next day, I was kind of thinking about it, and the Love Lost Has Been hit me. It was kind of just a little swampier, a little grittier tune, and I was really big into like Dan Tyminski and Alison Krauss when I wrote that song. So definitely has that kind of like bluegrass drop D feel to it. So that was a real fun one to write and a real fun one to play. So I was pumped that that one made the cut too.
Cool. Well, congratulations on all of those. And
Thank
don't
you.
forget October 3rd, you guys can do the download to wherever, Spotify, wherever you get your music. And so they have EPs are different than CDs. Have you done a CD before or do you have mostly
We
EPs?
we are getting some well just for this EP we just rush ordered some CDs in, and so they'll be in next week. And I have a few spots in Nashville next week that I'm looking forward to going to play. So we'll have them for those, and hopefully we'll be ordering some more for folks. But yeah, trying to get all that stuff figured out. It's been a little hectic, but just trying to stay on course and not make Martha too upset at me.
Well, we'll have to tell Martha I want a CD. I love the CDs. I've got a car that's got a CD player, and that means the most to me.
Oh, good. We'll definitely get one to you for sure.
Sounds perfect. So, being in a musical family, when did you pick up the guitar? Was that the first instrument you learned, and how old were you?
So it was the first instrument I learned. The first thing I ever picked up actually was a mandolin.
Oh,
And that's because I was about 3 or 4, and it was about the only thing I could pick up comfortably.
yes.
Um, and actually, the first I still remember the first song that I ever learned on the mandolin. My mom's old guitar player taught me. It was Jessica by the Allman Brothers, um,
Wow.
and so that was the first tune I learned how to pick out on the mandolin when I was about 3 or 4. And I jumped to the guitar shortly after that, and that's kind of been what I've tried to been learning this whole time. It's been a challenge every now and then, but trying to get a little better every day.
So your parents are bluegrass musicians, pretty much, or
So
country
my
too?
mom went heavy into bluegrass when I was a kid. My dad has always been pretty straight country.
Okay.
Um, so I got a good bit of both of those
Yeah.
worlds growing up. But yeah, just seeing the bluegrass scene and just seeing the talent that's in there, it really opened my eyes when I was a young kid, and I think I was just a little bit naive to the level I was around all the time, because when I got to the point where I could really realize it, my mom was making a good name for herself in bluegrass, and so she had some good players around her, and it was
Wow.
really cool to grow up with all that.
Yeah. And I was reading some of your musical influences, like, of course, George Strait, Alan Jackson. And I read here Merle Haggard. Like Merle, huh?
Merle,
Oh,
Merle's the man. He's. I mean, I think it's hard to argue that he's not the best that ever did it.
yes.
He really is. I mean, he inspired George and Alan and Keith. I mean,
Yes.
he's the one
He
who really inspired all my heroes. So
yeah.
yeah, Merle's definitely up there. Yep.
I mean, God gave us a poet in country music, didn't they?
Absolutely. I mean, and that's really what I tell people all the time. He was a poet. He really was a true poet with how he wrote songs and how he phrased them, and then his voice alone was just, I mean, pure butter. I mean, it was just as smooth as you can get. So yeah, I'm a big Merle Haggard fan. I'll go to the grave on that one for sure.
Oh, me too. It's like hands down. I was so blessed the year that he passed. He came here in Hollywood, Los Angeles area. He was supposed to be here in February or January. He didn't make it because he'd been sick. So he came anyways, like in February. He never sounded better. And he was here with Chris Christopherson. To
Oh,
have
that's
the two
right.
of them,
Yeah.
it was all here at the
Yeah.
Wiltern. I will never forget that. And being able to see him and talk to him was just,
Oh
I
man.
was like, nothing was
I
coming
mean,
out of my mouth. And I was just so overwhelmed. And then he passes like a few months later on his birthday. And he said he was going
yeah.
to go. I just felt like I cried so hard and I
Oh
miss it
man.
to this
It
day.
absolutely. I'll be right there with you. I don't think I'd be able to even look him in the eyes. I'd be so nervous. But yeah, I've heard that tour he did with Chris was just unbelievable, and
Yeah.
yeah, so I can imagine being out of California. I mean, he's probably,
Yeah.
everyone loves Murrow out there, man. So, but no,
Yeah.
he's the man, and hopefully we can just keep that sound going a little bit for him.
Oh, yeah. I'd drive to Bakersfield to go see him. I probably had seen him 30, 40 times. I mean, I was always
Oh,
going to see him all over the place. But to be able to do in this capacity and see him interview him was a dream come true. So I will die a happy gal.
oh man, I bet I'm definitely jealous of that. If I could go back, there's two
Yeah.
folks that I wish I could go back in time and see, and that's Merle, for sure, and Mr. Ronnie Millsap. And I wish I could,
Yeah, right.
if
He
I
was
could see,
amazing.
oh man, if I could see both of them in their prime, I could die a happy man for sure.
Oh,
But
yeah. That's a good answer. That's very good. So, like in today's time, like who would you like to co-write a song with,
oh man, I
besides
think
your wife or
it's
your
gotta, yeah,
fiance?
exactly right. It's gotta be Mr. Zach Top. He's just and just from having some bluegrass experience,
Yeah.
I've known Zach for a long time, and not not
Cool.
not personally or anything, but just
Yeah, yeah.
known of him,
Music.
and he I got really excited when I saw that he was making the shift towards country, because I just knew how good he was, and I just knew it would take somebody like him to really kick the doors down for traditional country music, and sure enough, I mean, it was like clockwork. He did it. And so I'm just super proud of him, and just it definitely makes my heart happy that he's getting the attention that he deserves. So I would love to write one with Zach one day for sure.
How about duet, male or female? Who would it be?
Man, female would have to be Patty Loveless.
Yes.
Uh, oh yeah,
Oh my goodness.
she's my up there, probably my all-time favorite female country singer. Um, and then male, it would either have to be George Strait or more
Mm,
Haggard. Just
yeah.
because George Strait was just such a big part of my life. My dad was, that was his idol growing up, and so just by default became my idol growing up. And um, but either George, Ronnie Millsap, or more Haggard. For like
Yeah.
the older guys, and then the newer, like I said, I'd love to get on the record with Zach. I think just singing with him would be a lot of fun. We have very similar intonations and just inflections in our voice when we sing, so I think it would be a cool sound. But yeah, Patty Loveless over anybody. I think I love Miss Patty.
Oh, good choices. Boy, you do know your music.
That's a fun fact. I'm pretty well versed at the classic and traditional country stuff. So like
Good
I
for
said, just
you.
growing up in it, my parents, it was kind of like another school class that I took growing up. My parents made sure I knew some good country music for sure.
So, when you and your fiance get married and have little ones, you make sure you always keep that classic country music in their heart too, keep it going.
Oh, well, I mean, whether they want it or not, it's gonna happen for sure. But
Exactly.
no, I don't, like I said, it's been such a big part of my life, and I couldn't imagine anything without it, to be honest. So yeah, I'll definitely try to keep it going a little bit.
And I read where you played sports, like what, baseball, football. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So that was actually when I was younger. Sports were kind of my main focus, to be honest. Again, just kind of seeing firsthand my mom doing the whole professional music life, and seeing what it took. I just never really let myself think I could do that, to be honest. Just because
Okay.
I just saw like I said, I saw the talent. I saw how good these all these players were and these singers were. I was like, man, there's no way I can ever get to that. So I was like, let me just focus on baseball and football. I'm good at this stuff. And but all the meanwhile, I was playing every night and going to all those shows and
Yeah.
festivals. So, but yeah, so baseball and football were that was a big focus of me growing up, and ended up going and playing baseball in college.
Nice.
So definitely have a pretty deep athletic background, and I definitely think that helps the mindset a little bit nowadays, because you get kicked down a little bit when you're doing this kind of stuff. And I think it'd be real easy to throw in the towel, when certain things happen. And just being a little mentally tough and used to being kicked down, I think it's helped a little bit, not get too down in the dumps when something bad happens. So, but yeah, it was, again, big part of my life growing up for sure.
Good. I think that kind of stuff focus is all of us. I played sports too, and
Oh,
it was
awesome. Very
it was
cool.
fun. I played basketball and I played softball and field
Yeah,
hockey. So all that good stuff, volleyball. So it was good during high
that's
school and college. So let's see.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Let's talk about high school and after college. What was your first job during high school, maybe in college?
Oh man, high school. So I worked a lot. So my parents actually, they own a granite and marble company. So
Wow.
they fabricate and install countertops, and
Okay.
just anything that is granite and marble related in houses. And so that was my first kind of job, you could
Yeah.
say. I was either in the shop cleaning up, or polishing stone, or on installs, picking up. So that was kind of the first thing that I did. And then after college, I actually got a job. I was working at a mechanical engineering company, um, and so I was in like pre-construction. So
Oh, nice.
completely different world than what I'm in now.
Yeah.
But I'm super thankful for all those guys. They gave me my first chance out of college and got my life going. So gotta give a big shout out to Mr. Frank Bolin. He was my first boss, but ended up becoming just a huge mentor for me, and a great
Mm,
friend.
nice.
So like I said, I wouldn't change anything, because I really cherish meeting those guys, and especially Frank and his family. They've been there for me through everything. So it was a big step for me. Yep.
So yeah, so you planted all the right seeds to get you to where you are today.
I'll try, or maybe just fool the right people. Maybe I don't know. But
Do you have any hobbies that you do and your fiance?
we love to. So we have a dog. Her name's Kyla.
Nice.
And she's yeah, I love her so much.
Oh.
She takes up all of our free time pretty much right now, but which we don't have that much of. But we love going on little hikes with her, going on little play dates with her, and but then I love fishing and hunting and kind of getting out in nature a little bit. So that's whenever I have some free time, we try to do that. And then on Sundays now, actually, it just kicked back up. We play in a co-ed football league, so that's
Hey, how
yeah,
fun.
that's one thing that we kind of look forward to every year, and it's just a group of our friends that get together and do it. So it keeps the competitive edge there a little bit, but also it's fun to just hang out with some friends and not worry about everything else going on too much, you know.
You go, Ashley.
Yeah,
Give
exactly.
her a
Oh man,
shout out.
she's incredible, man. She also played soccer at VCU here in Richmond. So she was a
Nice.
big time athlete, and so yeah, we definitely have some competitive streaks in us, and sometimes some friendly games of we like to play some board games and stuff like that around the house,
Nice.
and that turns to a little bit of a a competitive battle every now and then, but that's just
Good.
keeps us honest, right? But
That's good. Do you have any charities you work with?
so I used to do a lot with the Hunters for Hungry. It's through what's called the National Wild Turkey Federation.
Okay.
Um, but it's been a little bit since I've been able to hunt, to be honest. Just
Oh,
with
yeah.
running around so much. But that was a really cool one I used to do. And I'm also trying to get in touch with St. Jude's Children's Hospital around here because
Yes, good for
I, I
you.
I love. I mean that if I had my choice, I would. I love working with kids. Like it's like that's my. You know, I find so much joy in seeing kids that are into music or just
Yeah.
that are impacted by music. So if I could do anything to help out, make one of their days a little bit better, that'd be a good day for me. So that's something I'm trying to do right now. Hopefully I can get in there and make something happen for too long because I'd love to for sure.
Cool. Also, can you share your social media with us so our viewers can
Yeah,
find you?
absolutely. So on Instagram it is Trace Nixon underscore music,
Okay.
and on Facebook it's just at Trace Nixon official. I believe the website is Trace Nixon official as well. So those three will get you going, and trying to stay up to date on posting a little bit and keeping everybody up to date. So, but yeah, please follow along, and we got some cool stuff cooking. So hopefully, it won't be a boring follow.
Great. So, how are you promoting your new album, Hand Me Down Name? Are you doing like these interviews, going out? What are you doing?
A little bit of everything, my main focus the last few years has been playing live shows.
Yeah.
So the band I have here in Virginia, we play, 2 or 3 times a week almost, and
Nice.
so we're traveling all over Virginia and getting a little bit of Carolina and you know some surrounding states. So we get some good reach, and we've gotten a good little following. So that's definitely been a big part of it. But then everything Martha's setting up, she's introduced me to some fine people like yourself, and
Thank you.
just trying not to mess those up too bad. And but yeah, just doing everything that she basically tells me to, because I know she knows what she's doing. So
Very good.
it's been a very big blessing working with her. And we have a few spots next week in Nashville lined up, and you're
Nice.
doing the Bill Cody show
Oh, cool.
on the album release date. So I'm really excited for that one. I've seen
Congrats.
countless.
He's amazing.
Thank you.
That guy's
I,
something
I'm
else.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying not to be too nervous when I talk to him, but
I want to be
um,
like him when I grow up.
right, exactly. But yeah, so like I said, just trying to keep it moving and do what I can, but ultimately just have fun playing some music, and that's really about it right now.
So, well, yeah, if you and Ashley ever come out here to the California, Southern California, let us know. We can might be able to get you into Disneyland. Know a lot of people
Oh,
that
but
work there, so
I love to, man. Absolutely.
come on
That's
out.
always be a fun time, and yeah, absolutely, man. We'd love to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess what's your go-to thing to do out there? Like if you had to pick anything.
Well, I don't, we have beautiful beaches, but I'm not really an
Hmm.
ocean kind of person. My thing, I'm 30 minutes from a town called Big Bear. It's up in the mountains, and it's
Yeah.
just so beautiful to just drive up there, take the dog, go for a little hike. That's just, I mean, we have beautiful things, but that's the closest stuff for us. So we have Palm Springs, which is the desert. Joshua Tree. We have a lot of, we're blessed to have a
Yeah,
lot of things, but Northern California has the sequoias, but I like the mountains a lot.
yeah. I'm with you there. I like a beach, but
Yeah.
in a time window, I get a little burnt out of the beach.
Yes.
No pun intended there. Um,
Good
but
one.
then, but yeah, I'm definitely a mountains guy myself. I like to get up there and do a little hiking, do a little just relaxing, a little
Yeah.
remote relaxing. But yeah, so that's awesome for sure.
Excellent. Well, like I said, congratulations, October 3rd, folks. It's coming out, the EP, Hand Me Down name. We're glad to have Trace Nixon here. And keep up with us. Let us know what's happening, and so we can follow you as well. And we welcome you back anytime you need some of us to help you out here in Hollywood.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been great talking to you. Like I said, Martha just said, the best things about you. So I was really looking forward to chatting with you. And yeah, appreciate it, man. I'd love to be back on before too long for sure.
Yeah, we will have an open door for
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Virtually, anyways, for now, until we can get you out
Yeah,
here.
we'll
Thank
make we'll
you.
make that happen.
Yes.
I get out there. It only takes a couple hours, right? Drive out there.
Yeah, a couple hours. I get on that bird and it's about 4. So they
Oh, that's
do
not bad.
they
Yeah.
do have for I know you're Virginia, they have a direct flights from Nashville to Ontario Airport now in Ontario,
Oh,
California.
really?
So that's
Okay.
kind of cool. I was out there in Nashville and I got to see Martha, have dinner with
Nice.
her in June during
Yeah.
I still call it Fanfare, CMA Fest.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I was out there as well, and
Oh,
that
darn
was
it.
that. Oh, I know it was hectic. I was running all around, but and that was the first time I got to meet Martha at the local. I played a little spot there, and
Nice.
she came out and made me real nervous when I was up there playing. But no, it was great to meet her. But yeah, well, hopefully we can cross paths and link
Sounds
up one
good.
day. I'd love to meet you.
We appreciate it. You take care now.
You as well. Thank you so much, Judy.
Thank you.